as a levy on health-damaging goods.
Now, would this have anything to do with the fact that they're about to host the World Cup in a couple of years?
Oh, yes, I don't know what they're going to do. No, anyway.
All right, I think that bit's done.
Yeah.
All right.
So the policy was revealed by the Qatar Distribution Company, which is the country's only alcohol store. So here we've got Thirsty Camels, Celebrations, Dan Murphy's. You've got all these places.
Liquorland,
BWS, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, there's a 30-page list of new prices for beer, wines, and spirits, citing the Qatar and the introduction of the 100% excise tax. Now,
bloody hell.
Mate, it gets worse. The list was widely shared on social media and showed drinks doubling in price overnight. Bang, overnight. It detailed charges which came into effect on the 1st of January. So, when they were asked if the document was genuine, a government spokesperson said, it is true. With that, let me just pan this out for you, okay?
All right. Break it down.
With a new levy, a 100cc bottle of Bombay Sapphire Gin, which you can get here for about $40 in Australia, is now going to cost 340 Qatari rials, or, to put it into perspective, about $150 over there.
For a 100cc bottle?
Yes, okay, right. 750ml bottle of Shiraz wine from South Africa is 87 rials, and that'll be around about $60, $70. If you want to get a carton of beer, you want to lob down the bot down in Qatar to get yourself, say, a 24-pack of Heineken, 350ml beers, that's now going to cost you 384 rials. Now, I've done the calculations on that. As I don't know how full your wallet is, but if you want to go and get a slab of piss in Qatar,
right,
that's going to set you back Australian dollars, $151.98.
Okay, hold on a second. That's a lot of money.
In 3 years' time, they're hosting
the World Cup,
the Soccer World Cup.
Funny that.
The issue of alcohol is likely to be a sensitive subject in the run-up to the World Cup, which is coming up in a few years' time. But tournament organisers have said that alcohol will be available for fans in designated areas, but not public spaces, out of respect for the country's traditions.
What's the designated area in the bloody Qatar National Bank where you're just like pulling wads out of your account?
Can you imagine in these designated spaces as?
How many louts? How many pommies?
Just wait, okay? Oh, so God. we normally go to a major event, and when they serve beers, you know, the bar chicks or the people who are behind the bar have the only thing they have with them, apart from taking your hard-earned money, like $10.50 for a can of beer, is going to be a teaspoon to help them open up the beers.
Yes.
They have that. Over there, I bet you any money they'll have AK-47s. Because you'll go up to go, I would like one can of beer, and they go, did you bring your mortgage along?
Yes, please sign over the deeds to your car.
Sign over the deeds to your car. Okay, look, I'm not going to make fun of their religious beliefs.
Cool. That's
fine.
Dubai's always been like that, though. It's one of the few airports.
No, this is Qatar.
I know, but Dubai's another Muslim country where alcohol is frowned upon.
Yes.
And it's really hard to get a drink in the airport, even if you're just transitioning through.
In the transit lounge.
Exactly. And even
on... And you've got experience in that, have you? You've been to Dubai, haven't you?
I have not been to Dubai, no. No, it's one of the few transity places to get to anywhere on Earth that's not Australia that I haven't been to. But our friend has been there, and my brother-in-law comes through Dubai quite a lot.
Sure.
But yeah, it's really funny, and it's one of those Muslim traditions that they don't drink alcohol, and that's fine and good.
Fine, good.
But
if you're going to host the World Cup, now hang on, when was the World Cup? World Cup recently was in Russia, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was in Russia.
Yeah.
One of the major sponsors for the actual World Cup was an American beer company, Budweiser.
Right.
Here's my conundrum. How are they going to get sponsorship to put this thing on? Oh, like, they're rich over there. They
just need to sell a case of beer, and then the whole thing's paid for.
Done. Easy. Can you imagine if they tried to bring that over to Australia? Have you seen Mad Max?
That's what happened.
2 and 3.
And Fury Road.
And Fury Road.
Yeah.
Okay, so out there in the desert of Qatar, it's going to get nasty.
Yeah, there's Tom.
Charlize Theron's going to shave her friggin' head.
She's going to have like a tanker truck full of warm piss. And the Qataris are going to be chasing her down, and she'll be like, no, I've got to get this to the Aussies at the World Cup.
The Pommies need this. What are you talking about? I can't believe 100% excise.
Yeah.
Now, the only other place that I can think, and I was just about to say on this planet, that would actually do a 100% excise of alcohol isn't actually on this country. It'd be on Mars.
Where are you going with this?
Well, you know the whole bunch of people that applied for and got through into we're going to start the first colony on Mars.
Oh, yeah.
People.
Yeah.
I would charge a 100% excess on alcohol for Mars because it's a foreign thing. Do you know what I mean?
Probably brew your own once you start growing shit up there.
Well, yeah, you could set aside a little place, shit in the soil, grow potatoes,
and then make vodka. Yeah.
Make shit vodka.
Shit vodka.
But, like, I can understand where they're doing that in there, but, like, Australia would never, ever, 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 ever go for this kind of thing.
God, no.
How could you? We had an incident in Australia in 96, which was the Port Arthur massacre.
Right, yes.
And then there was the subsequent buyback for guns and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I remember Americans falling over themselves going, how can the Australians do that? They're, not having their rights looked after, all that kind of stuff, whereas the dumb Americans dead set don't even know anything about our Constitution, about the Commonwealth, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But you with an Australian's beer.
He's going to thong you half to death.
You know how people will step back from a fight these days and they might just film it on their smartphone?
Yeah.
But if it's someone invading the liberty of someone about, say, a beer or a case of beer, I'm stepping in.
Absolutely.
And I'm collaring you in with me.
Yeah. What would be worse, though, Benny? Would it be a ban on all beer altogether in Australia, right? There'd be riots in the streets. There'd be cricket bats with nails.
Don't say things you can't take back.
Right? What would be worse, that or the only beer available in Australia is Foster's?
I've been asked a lot of hypotheticals over the years.
Just think of me as Jigsaw. You want to play a game? Could you drink Foster's and Foster's only, or would you go dry?
Does that include Tasmania?
What's Tasmania got to do? Oh, they're not on the mainland, I see.
No.
There's lots of apples. Maybe cider? Foster's and cider. Although cider comes with the free flannel and beard.
Do I have to cut trees?
No, they wouldn't know how to cut a tree.
Are there any trees in Qatar?
Oh, I think it's a desert.
If I was in Qatar, though, I could probably earn enough money, though, to throw down for a slab of piss.
Doing what? You can't sell your body.
You can't sell yours.
Well, yeah, I know.
Mirror up to that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm holding a mirror up.
Well,
two, because one won't cut it.
I would probably use Australia's great relationship with Canada and go there. That's what I would do.
Drink some Holston.
Or go to Tim Hortons and then watch the ice hockey.
Yeah.
Because
go Leafs.
I don't think I would probably leave Australia if there was a beer drought or an excise on it. I'd probably just go. Although we did mention in a podcast a couple of weeks back, or a couple of months back actually, that we hit peak beer in 73, 74, or 74, 75, which I don't believe. I can't believe that.
Well, no, we couldn't have hit peak beer because neither of us were born.
Exactly. So, listen, that Foster's question, that's a really good one.
What do you think, burblers? Get on the socials and let us know.
I would probably, you know what, I would probably say, look, I'm going to leave this country, and look, as much as it would, I would beg on the street. I would stuff sand in my vagina in Qatar just to get a case of beer. If Foster's? I couldn't get it, I'm not drinking Foster's. And if you mention that again, that Foster's shit.
You know why it's big everywhere else in the world? Because we won't drink it. We export it out.
We have to. Shit. Rather eat the shit from the kitty litter. I would eat cat turds.
Well, you could ferment it into cat turd grog.
Yeah, you up.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Alrighty, Benny. 2018 has come and gone.
Thank God.
It's taken some shit with it. And, you're thinking to yourself, maybe we won't have to see kids flossing anymore, or that stupid...
Yeah, look, I used to be able to dance well, and I just look at these kids waving their arms around, and like going, have they made this dance up for little kids? They're like, no, we're going to teach you to dance.
No, I think it's...
So you can forget the that happened on your asshole.
Oh, wow.
Wow. You will notice, listeners, that got all beat. They got all beeped. I'm really
it's a choose your own adventure. You just think what you like.
It's a Black Mirror.
A Black Mirror. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, look, we had some terrible, horrible trends come and go in 2018. And, what are we, 2 weeks and a bit into
close to
2019?
2 weeks. Yeah, close to 2 weeks.
And we got our first shit trend already.
This is the dumbest shit.
All right, so I don't even know where to start with
I want to know how tall these models are.
That dead set, we are now looking at a photo. It looks like it's badly photoshopped.
Yes.
So, look, the trend is overly sized backpacks. And when I don't just mean like one of those big hiking backpacks. I mean a normal looking school backpack, but you can fit a person in it. Now, it starts at the shoulder and goes to the knees.
No, but to the fold in the leg.
To the fold in the leg.
And I want to point out that you were actually saying this, but the latest fad and it's, quote, comically large human-sized backpacks. Now, do you remember when the refrigerators first came out and you read the history book saying, oh, these are dangerous because they had locks on them, kids could get stuck in there?
Yes.
And then these bags, which literally 2 small children could get into.
Yeah, they are terrifyingly large. Now, they're 100 litres. Right? Now, that's the average size of a chest freezer.
Yes.
And they're a metre from bottom to top. A metre. Some people aren't much taller than a metre.
Well, these are being sold. Are you? Hang on a minute. I'm just looking here. Japan.
Yeah,
they're
Japan.
made. Now they're not really tall people in Japan.
No, but they do have a lot of used panties they need to carry around.
Oh God.
Yeah, we went there.
Why are they doing this? Why have they? They're a metre tall. No, you got it wrong. They're 180 litres.
180 litres.
180 sold by Plywood in Japan.
Plywood.
Okay, sorry. Why?
Well,
Tell me why. Tell me why.
I'm trying to work out why.
The bag costs what? Okay, I actually ended up with back injuries.
Right.
With my backpack that I used to wear at school.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had your folder in it and all these textbooks and all that kind of thing. You end up with a back injury because at our high school, they only had lockers for the year 11s. Question mark.
Carry shit around.
Why are they looking after the year 11s? Shouldn't it be the year 12s they're looking after? No, they didn't do that.
No, because they're all in the senior study throwing plot plants out the window with all their books stored up there.
I told you not to mention that.
Why
would anyone buy this?
They're sold out in Japan, believe it or not. How much are they? Quickly pop up there and find out how much these bad boys cost.
No.
How much?
348 Australian dollars.
That's almost as much as a can of beer in Qatar.
Now, what I want to know is, you turn up to a music festival, a sporting event, and you're sporting this. And they're going to go, you're taking the piss. And you go, no, search it. I have got none in there, right? Like, literally, you will open up this bag and dead set, you'll find 3 factories with kids sewing sneakers.
Well, yeah, it's big enough to put them in.
What else could you put in there?
It's self-respect because you haven't got any left if you wear one of these. What I want to know is
Donald Trump's ego.
You ever been on a Sydney or a Melbourne train in peak hour?
Oh, shit, yes.
You're one of these jokers.
Even worse, a tram.
Or a tram.
In Melbourne.
You're one of these chucklehead post-hipster dicks, rolls in with his $400 backpack that's the size of a chest freezer.
Chucklehead.
Right. And goes, look at me. And there's barely enough room to fart, let alone let in this dick that's probably got an apple, a banana, an unread screenplay, and spare flannelette in a bag on. If I saw this prick try and get on a bus, I'd be like, mate, 2 tickets.
I'd charge 3.
Or 3.
Look
or
at this
4,
girl.
just for being a dick.
Look at this girl, though. This bag, she could fit inside this bag comfortably in the photo that we're looking at.
Look, I will say this. The bag is modelled by Asian women. And they're not overly big, Asian women. They're petite, right? They're quite small. So
is this one of those things to make them look more petite? So even though they could be chumbawamba, so they're wearing the bag and you won't swipe left on them
because it looks like it's an action figure with a Barbie backpack on. Seriously, that's what the photo looks like.
Is it all about that? So, look, I'm just looking at it. This is ridiculous. This can't last that much longer.
But what are you going to put in the damn thing?
I don't know. Having a quick look here. If you're going to take it to Canberra and visit the Prime Minister, I'd take 180 litres of shit with a dymo lifter. 180 litres, 100 centimetres tall. It's a metre tall.
It's ridiculous.
That's larger than what my double swag is.